The miraculous story of Lazarus. In the village of Bethany lived a man named Lazarus, alongside his two sisters, Mary and Martha. The siblings were dear friends of Jesus, and their home had often been a place of rest and fellowship for him. One day, Lazarus fell gravely ill, and his sisters sent a desperate message to Jesus: "Lord, the one you love is sick." When Jesus received the news, his reaction was not what one might expect. Instead of rushing to Lazarus' side, he chose to stay where he was for 2 more days. He told his disciples, "This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it." Despite this, as the days passed, Lazarus succumbed to his illness, and grief enveloped Bethany. Finally, Jesus set out for Bethany, but by the time he arrived, Lazarus had been in the tomb for 4 days. Martha, ever practical yet full of faith, ran to meet Jesus. Her words were heavy with sorrow yet tinged with hope. "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But I know that even now God will give you whatever you ask." Jesus reassured her, saying, "Your brother will rise again." Martha agreed, acknowledging the resurrection at the last day, but Jesus made a proclamation that transcended earthly understanding: "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die." Mary then approached, weeping, and Jesus, deeply moved by the sorrow surrounding him, wept as well, a moment that revealed his immense compassion and humanity. The sight of Jesus weeping caused even the onlookers to remark, "See how he loved him." Standing before Lazarus' tomb, a cave sealed with a large stone, Jesus gave a startling command: "Take away the stone." Martha hesitated, pointing out the stench of death after 4 days, but Jesus reminded her, "Did I not tell you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" The stone was rolled away, and Jesus lifted his eyes to heaven, praying aloud so that all could witness his connection to the Father. Then, with a voice that carried authority over life and death itself, he called out, "Lazarus, come out." In that instant, the impossible happened. Lazarus emerged from the tomb, still wrapped in his grave clothes. Jesus instructed those nearby, "Take off the grave clothes and let him go." A wave of awe swept through the crowd. The grief of the past days melted into overwhelming joy and astonishment. Through this miracle, Jesus demonstrated his divine power and foreshadowed his own resurrection, affirming that he is the source of life, and those who believe in him will never truly die. This story of Lazarus is a powerful testament to Jesus' authority over death and his deep love for humanity, offering a foretaste of the hope and resurrection promised to all believers.